Tēnā koutou katoa, everyone, and welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope, and oh my gosh, am I joined by two amazing people. I'll start off with a handsome man on my right. As always, is the wonderful Stags Yarrow. How's it going, Stags?
It's going real good. It's going real good. I have been well fed. I don't feel like I need to eat a lasagna or anything. I've had a nice dinner, so I'm chilling.
And for the first time for Australian Survivor Brains versus Brawn, I am so honored. She has covered all of Traders US with me. A disappointing finale, but it's all right because we've got an exciting week of Australian Survivor to chat about. Ladies and gents, please welcome Michelle, or as I like to think of her, Winchell. How's it going, Winchell?
Really? I used to watch that show when she was a lot younger. Yeah.
Wait, is that an actual TV show?
No, weren't you talking about Lisa Winchell?
Oh, no. I was saying because Michelle Winchell, because you're such a winner at life.
Oh, well, thank you. I've taken it straight back to Survivor. Lisa Winchell.
Lisa Winchell. What season was she on again?
Oh,
Winchell.
God. I don't remember.
I don't know.
So long ago.
Yeah, I'm really bad with my American Survivor history, but it's okay. We're not here to talk about American Survivor. We're here to talk about Australian Survivor, Brains versus Brawn. And Michelle, I'd love to hear your take. What's been your thoughts on the season so far?
Look, a lot of people haven't been liking it. They think it's a bit of a just a mess. I don't mind it because all the people who actually don't really know how to play or have been playing huge games way too early are now gone. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty and we're getting down to the people who actually know Survivor and can play Survivor. So I'm happy with that aspect of it. I don't mind having all those crazy players at the beginning because it provided a bit of, entertainment. But as long as they don't go the whole time.
Yeah. Now, that's definitely an interesting point because I have also seen a lot of hate for the season online as well. However, I've just been finding it so entertaining. Like, while the votes themselves may be a little bit predictable, like you can't predict the drama that's going to come just before the vote.
Yeah.
I guess it's like saying, like Michael, if you were on Australian Survivor, you'd bring good comedy early on, you'd bring good drama, but then once you got voted out pre-merge, then the game would start being as it should be.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, I would make a phenomenal first episode. Because
you Michael would make a phenomenal first boot.
Yeah, first boot. I 100% agree. But we're also joined by the lovely Gabe. Welcome here, Gabe. So honored for you to join in our live chat. I feel it's a season run by emotions, not as much for gameplay. I'm good with it. I 100% agree because, Michelle, something we saw with Heroes versus Villains is that while the strategy of it was really good, it was pretty dominant by George, right? But in a season like this where there is no really good strategist or good gameplay going on, you can never predict what exactly is going to happen. And I personally find that more exciting to watch because you're not looking at it from the best interest of players. It's like, how are they going to screw everything up next week?
Exactly.
Right?
And in the group, someone says, who's going next? And I have no idea. Absolutely no idea who would go next, which is fun in that it's not predictable. It's not like no one's getting a pagonging. It's good.
Yeah. And we do have another comment here from Gabe. I just don't care much about the Brawn except poorly. It's run by the Brains. Yeah, 100%. Oh, here we go. And lovely comment here from Brendan. Hi, Michelle and friends. Hey, Brendan, I'm still salty you didn't put my meme up as the top 6 memes for your competition you're running.
It mustn't have been
good
job,
enough. Brendan. Love your
It was a great meme.
I'm sorry. The top 6 are really good.
Not as good as mine. Mine's way better.
Right. Can you post it somewhere later on?
I will. I'll post it in the Australian Survivor fans group chat. Actually, one of my memes has just reached over 1,000 views on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, but how many likes?
We don't need to talk about that, Hamish. But Hamish, I'd love to get your opinion on this because we haven't seen many seasons where challenge throwing has been a massive aspect of the game. So I'd love to hear from you. What has been your thoughts on all the challenge throwing shenanigans that's going on?
Challenge throwing is interesting because it's like when there's a bit of drama to it. We see it sometimes, like, oh, I'm going to throw the challenge, and it's a bit like all scandalous. No one knows that they threw the challenge, and it just adds to the drama of the season. It's strange to think that it's like become the meta of this season. You know what I mean? Like that's playing. Particularly because how do you have two people trying to throw the same challenge at the same time? They're like throwing the basketballs or whatever in, and they like as though it's basketball, I should say, and they're like, "Are you throwing the challenge?" Yeah, you like. It's weird that that's just become the way that these contestants are playing the game. It's not as scandalous anymore. It's just kind of like, oh, they're doing it again,
Yeah, and how about you, Michelle? Because I know a lot of casuals are really hating that there's so much challenge
really
going
hating.
on.
Look,
So
when you need to do it, you do it. When you playing orgs and LRGs, you think about it. Sometimes you don't do it, but why the hell two of them at the same time? Like, has that ever happened? Like,
I don't know. I did just want to quickly bring this up. Nash did it before school. Yeah. I can't think of a time either where like the two tribes are actively trying to throw the challenge for the exact same cause, which is something I do want to bring up with you, Michelle. Did AJ plan for Brawn to go home? Like once he got the other tribe to throw the challenge? Because while the idea is sound, his other brains and other alliance members are the one who's in a lot of serious danger. So when Max is gone, like if you're AJ, like, are you happy? Are you worried?
I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of the things he's doing because he's sort of self-sabotaging in a way. I didn't think they needed to throw, but it's just him. Yeah.
I think AJ is very focused on the near future, right? Like he's the current tribe that he's in post tribe swap. He's very like focused on like, oh, how am I going to get this tribe good? How am I going to cement myself in this tribe? Forgetting about the other tribe, kind of. So he's not really thinking post merge, I guess, because obviously once merge happens, now he's got all these people angry at him. But he's kind of just thinking about right now, which isn't necessarily good gameplay for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do have a couple comments here that I would like to read out. So one here from Gabe. The challenge throwing isn't bad. Logically, best time is during a swap. Crazy both tribes realize it and doing it. Challenge throwing meta is to save your allies, but where AJ wasn't expected, and Paulie, who he wanted up next anyway. Yeah, so he was trying to save Paulie and Noonan. Like, that was the end goal. He was doing all this chaos, Michelle, just to try to save Paulie and Noonan. But in the end, they're all like turning on each other, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah, and Hamish, I do feel bad here for Noonan because straight after that immunity challenge, it appears that she's gotten some kind of injury from that challenge, like on her ankle, and just find out that AJ was throwing it the entire time. Like, would you be pretty pissed if someone on your tribe was throwing the challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was on Survivor and I found out that somebody threw the challenge, I would probably not hate them for it because I get that it's a kind of a part of the game and you have to separate yourself from it. But if I did give my all and I ended up getting injured just to find out that we lost because of a throw, I mean, you get pretty salty.
Yeah, and something that was quite interesting here, Michelle, is that everything starts to fall apart for AJ, where all of his plans, all of his shenanigans comes out in the open, where Noonan and Paulie are exposing him to the entire tribe that AJ has been after Logan since the swap, which Logan did kind of predict something like that was sort of happening. Do you think the brains should have turned on AJ at this point?
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
obviously he can't be trusted in that. Everyone is hearing him say these things and he's standing there just saying, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that to that person. And I don't understand why they didn't vote him out when they realized that he's not. Yeah, you're not supposed to tell the truth the whole time. Fine.
Yeah.
But he can't be trusted to be able to tell anyone the truth at any time.
Yeah. He's on his gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss arc.
Exactly. And which are you feeling today, Hamish? Are you a gaslight, gatekeeper, or girl boss?
Girl boss, bro.
Girl boss. I mean, we're always girl bossing here. How about you, Michelle?
It's a girls would stay together, it'd actually be good. But girls find it very hard to stay together.
I mean, look, we had the golden era, Micronesia, where Parvati led the all-girls alliance,
Exactly.
and it's never happened
again.
Yeah, and it will never happen again because everyone is so scared of that happening again. But this was the one chance, Michelle, that the Witches' Coven could have stayed together.
Exactly.
They keep on falling apart.
You know why? Because some women can't work with anybody else because they're such an A-type personality. They just can't. Sarah can't work with anybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I do kind of get the same feeling with Laura as well, but we'll talk about them in just a hot second. We move over to the Brawn tribe. But with the brains here, Hamish, we do get a very interesting sort of split where they're wanting to split the votes between Paulie and Noonan, but they're being so upfront with Paulie that he's going to be receiving votes. But when they count out the votes to Paulie, they tell him he's getting the majority. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah. Obviously, they were trying to be a little sus, and then the bro was just like, "Nah, I'm gonna, throw a bit of a span." I think they were getting a little bit tired of AJ. Obviously, AJ was kind of like leading that, and then so they were just like, "Nah, like I'm gonna kind of put it out there, hang out the laundry to dry, sort of." But I feel like if I was Paulie in this, like where we're up to, not Paulie, sorry, AJ, where we're up to, like. Everyone already hates him on both tribes now. Like, I would just start having fun, bro. I would just be like, well, I'm getting voted out in the next few days. I'm gonna just start like throwing challenges just for the fun of it, or just like I would just start being an idiot, bro. I just start trolling.
Yeah, I mean, he does have an idol at this point as well.
That's true, but is that gonna win him the game?
I mean, no. And we even see that him playing the idol actually like hurt his game.
If AJ wins, I'm never watching Survivor again.
Oh, he's not winning.
He's not going to win, bro. There's no way he wins. But Michelle, I would just love to talk about Tribal though, where Paulie, he does end up playing his idol, but he also votes for Noonan at the same time. And while it was a correct play to play the idol, because he did end up having majority of the votes purely by accident. Do you think if since Paulie's playing his idol anyways, he should have just taken the shot at AJ?
He should have, but I don't think he thought anyone else was going to do it, which is pretty sad. I spoke to Paulie this week, and he said it was the saddest thing he's ever done. They're still friends, but it's just. It really was gut-wrenching for him to do it because they were so close.
Yeah. And Hamish, AJ stands up. He plays his idol when he realizes that the votes are pretty cooked. But we see Karen straight away. It's just like, bro, what the hell? Why didn't you share this with me? And they have a massive fallout back at camp over this as well. Like, what did you think of this whole scenario? Do you think AJ should have shared he had an idol with Karen?
I think that Karen is right about most things, AJ, but like to be honest, it's not like uncommon for people to hide the idols from their alliance. Like obviously you have your alliance and you want to be loyal to it to a point, but like you're at the end of the day it is an individual game. There only is one winner, right? So I can see why he hit it. I possibly would have done the same.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, it's a very interesting sort of take, right, on whether or not you share your idols. Because I think if you're on the bottom, share your idol with your alliance, because that way you're solidifying your alliance together. It's like we have a shot to take out the majority. That's kind of where I think Paulie sort of went wrong. But I don't know. Like his alliance seems like really hurt by the fact he didn't share his idol. Do you reckon like AJ should have just shown it to his number one anyways? Because if you're
if I got an idol, I wouldn't tell my alliance because it's just me. It's not as though I'm going to play it for anybody else. I don't want anyone to think I might play the idol for them, because then the whole lot of conversations come up that you might not even want to have because you might want to play it for yourself. You don't want someone to get hurt by you not playing it for them because you've had this conversation for either a day or 48 hours or even, for however long you've had this idol. I wouldn't want to hurt my alliance person. I'd rather have it come out oh, I just found it that day. I didn't have enough time to tell you. You know, it could be a really quick thing, quick white light like that. I wouldn't want to have difficult conversations. If I want to play it for someone, yeah, I'll tell them just before we go to tribal, but I wouldn't tell them. No one will know I have an idol if I find it.
Now, how about you, Hamish? If you ever found an idol, would you share it with anyone?
Well, I wouldn't play it for you. No. No, like, I guess here's the thing, right? Like, AJ's game obviously is pretty chaotic. We can see that a lot of people don't like him, and maybe he can't see as much of it because he's not watching the edit as he plays. But he obviously knows that he has a lot of enemies, and that none of his alliances are very stable. He obviously knows he's playing every individual game and kind of like, you know, lying to his alliances and stuff. So if I were playing a game like that or in his position, I definitely wouldn't show it, because how do I know that my alliance isn't going to go and stab me in the back? If I was in this kind of alliance where, you know, maybe I have my number one and we've just been like that, you know, like a kind of like Logan Laura situation, you know, or like Jericho and Luke kind of situation, you know, okay, maybe I would show my idol then if I think we can kind of take each other further in the game and I really trust this person. But generally, no, like I think I would kind of lone wolf it more and just not risk my alliance turning on me because they saw a shot by letting people know that I have the idol.
No, so you guys got it all wrong, right? What you got to do is you got to tell people you have an idol, but then say you don't have an idol, but just act super sus about it. Just be like, hey everyone, just one that you know, I got an idol. Really? Nah, just messing with you. Or maybe I am.
Get in their heads.
Maybe I'm not. Exactly.
You got to tell everyone you have an idol, but refuse to show it and make it look like you're trying to make up that you have an idol, but then you actually do.
Exactly.
Do the Aussie thing.
Nah, mate. And if they're like, show us your idol, it's like, what idol? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And but the whole time you're talking about American Idol, that you've got like a great singing voice on you. But that thing is
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's the ultimate strat, because like people would be like scared to dump all the votes on you because they'll keep on trying to split it. So just make sure you're not in a splittable position and you're fine. Yeah. It worked out great for Ferris. Yeah, he had a public idol pretty much the whole time. So
yeah.
Anyways, the chat is going wild. I'm struggling to keep up with it.
You need to go back to the Zara comment. Yes.
Zara in full PTA mum mode this week.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll talk about Zara.
And I don't know how he knows this, because I don't know. I went to my school and I was in my staff room and I was saying to the teachers, they were saying, like, I was saying, Zara, does it remind you of someone? And it's like, it's that scary parent that just goes you for no reason at all. They just go you. And Zara was totally that this week. I just saw her as the scary parent. And, you know, I quite like scary parents because I just go them back. But the scary parents, you know, some teachers were really scared of the scary parent. And Zara is her just epitomized. It's just her. And I'm like, I look at her and think, I can't handle you. You need to go because you're like what I see at work. Go away.
No, that's been a great point you bring up. Like, Hamish, I would also be kind of scared of Zara. Like, just seeing how well she quickly turns things against people. It's almost kind of like Michelle from season 2 in All Stars. How she can very quickly put things together to flip things around.
Zara would be the kind of person I like try to appease and like have like a good maintain a diplomatic relationship with, make her think that I'm on her side. But the people I would actually be working with would probably not be her, out of the fear that at some point in the game, if our opinions of what we should do cross, like I don't want her to burn me, you know, like kind of, I don't want to get too close to that flame, you know what I mean? And she's got the scary parent vibe, so you know.
I'd want to get her out.
We do have a comment here from Gabe. The Girls Alliance already broke apart now, so what emerged? Zara/Karen versus Logan and Laura. I actually think Karen isn't with Zara anymore.
True, because Zara's going with AJ.
Because we saw straight away, right, where like I guess we might as well. Just before we do talk about Zara, I do just want to bring up Noonan. You know, Noonan unfortunately does get voted out here. Like, it was kind of predictable she was going to be going out, but no way anyone could predict there would be 2 idols played and she's voted out on like a minority split as well. Michelle, what's your thoughts on Noonan this entire
I really didn't want her to go. I enjoyed watching her, and she knows the game. I know a lot of people think she didn't know the game, but she was actually thinking ahead, and I found it really sad when everything was against her, and I'm sitting there going, no, but yeah, she couldn't get it back.
Yeah. How about you, Hamish? What's your thoughts on Noonan throughout the whole season?
She was a player that in the beginning I didn't immediately respond well to, because she reminded me of Tara from season 2, and like my favorite player. Like, you know, I was just kind of like, oh, bro, shut up, you know. But pretty quickly I realized I actually do kind of like Noonan. Like, I thought she was a cool player, and I think, you know, we always like an underdog story. And then so when she was on that tribe with, you know, Pauline, they were just trying to scrape through. Man, yeah, I was rooting for her, particularly because whatever the opposite of an underdog is, you know, the kind of like malevolent, get him gone as AJ. You know, I just wanted AJ gone, man. So I do feel bad for Noonan as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do kind of think that this is a little bit on Noonan, though, and I'm going to tell you why. So I felt the whole Ursula and Noonan sort of feud and stuff like that. Noonan really didn't do anything to try and patch things up with Ursula, and then even when Kristen found the idol, Noonan's like, she found an idol! Everyone, Kristen found it, We're just already sort of wedging that gap even more with Kristen, you get what I mean? So instead of potentially having 3 or 4 Brawn all tight, it just dropped down to just her and Paulie, and I kind of feel like she's sort of put herself in this position. I mean,
she could never have worked with Ursula. Ursula was impossible to work with. She couldn't even, you know, decide who to vote for. She was voting random people. You couldn't talk to her. She'd just say no. And I'd want her out too. I had nothing against Noonan not wanting anything to do with Ursula, because Ursula was just like a really bad Survivor player. I'm sorry, but just bad.
I guess you can say she was like Wursula.
If I'm a Winchell,
you know what? That's going to be fans versus favorite strange Survivor. Wursula versus Winchell.
And unfortunately, our other mate, she was voted out too soon. And
yes,
I agree. No, but I really did like Noonan, and I was pretty shocked to see a major character go so early on. But it was almost kind of like a strange Survivor, you know, trajectory where we always get one main character go, like around the spot, like around like the tribe swap, like 10th, 9th person voted out. You know, it's always heartbreaking. Like AK is a prime example. Tegan from season 3 is a prime example.
I was about to say AK. I was so sad for AK. Yeah.
Oh, I was devastated for AK. We do have a few other comments here, and I could say the same for Miles, but he's more disrespected than hated. I don't think he's that disrespected. I think it's just people wanting him to know he's at the bottom a wee bit, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, cool, you got your win with an idol play, but like, you're still at the bottom, mate. Do you get what I mean?
It's awful.
Yeah, it really is awful. Actually, Hamish, how great was Miles' comeback week this week? You know, he starts off firmly at the bottom, everyone's against him, and I guess, spoiler alert, he's got 2 advantages by the end of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I said this last time, right? Like, I like the game that Miles is playing, not because he's like what would traditionally be a great Survivor player. Like, a lot of the things he's trying to do, or like the strategies he's trying to create, aren't necessarily working. He doesn't necessarily have the greatest social game, but he's playing a fantastic survive the bottom game. And I was saying last time, right? Like, I would be trying to vote out Miles because he's been at the bottom for the entire game, and we're almost at merge. So if he can survive the bottom that consistently, who's to say he can't do it the whole game? You know, he's able to somehow just slither through. He's like a cockroach, bro, in a nuclear war. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I would be gunning for the jungle rat, you know, even if I ended up maxing myself. But so the fact that he's gotten to where he has, and now he's also got 2 advantages. Like, I will still put him in one of my winner pick positions for sure.
He is my winner pick.
Yeah, I think I think he was our winner pick as well. Yes, he was. He was one of our winner picks in the team.
Yeah, him and Morgan, I think.
And Morgan, yeah.
They were our winner picks.
A few other last comments about this vote. Paulie needed to vote Noonan to try and build some rapport with AJ. Got to let his opinions open in the post-Noonan game, regardless of how small the chances of working with AJ is. Yeah, I do kind of agree with that, but I also do think that like you got to show that like you're willing to stick with your numbers and your guns no matter what, almost, right? Because I think, you know, with this potential vote that could have potentially happened, I reckon there could have been a strong chance that AJ could have gone in this episode if Paulie made more of a stand of trying to get rid of AJ. Like, do you guys agree with that?
I do agree, but I don't know whether he would have had the backing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because obviously, like, you can't be way to, you know, buy your morals or whatever in this game. I mean, you're supposed to lie and deceive. That's kind of the point. But also, to an extent, I think it is important to be principled because, like, yeah sure, you're all lying to various degrees, but, like, you know, how can you work with someone if you know they're only ever going to lie? So you do need to have somebody think like, okay, you know what, you need to be reliable, basically.
Yeah. And we've got a comment here from Brendan Pratt. Welcome to the live, brother. Noonan for second chances. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring Noonan back. I would love to see Noonan come back. Or even like a return of the Outcasts kind of season. I feel like there's a lot of pre-merge, you know, like eliminated players who I'd love to see
like
come
Rogue.
Back like, exactly. Bring Rogue back. I need her back for Australia versus the world. I do. Hey, she's more... She could be on either tribe. Because she's
a rogue.
South African. Yeah, exactly. She's gone rogue. She flip-flops between tribes. She just has a mutiny advantage, so she can jump whenever she wants.
Yeah.
You know, I would pay to watch that season, actually. However, let's, I guess, move on. So, just sticking with the Brains tribe, Zara does end up on the Brains tribe, but I do think Zara actually saved AJ here in the spot, Michelle. Because I reckon Karen and Logan were just ready to just
probably
turn on him. Do you reckon they should have still gone for AJ right before the merge?
Yes.
Yeah?
I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, maybe they're not seeing what we're seeing. I mean, which is totally plausible. And what we're seeing, you know, obviously when we're watching, everyone's saying, you know, oh, they're being stupid or they're not thinking straight, but when they're there, they don't see everything that someone's saying in a confessional. They don't know how people are thinking. So it's understandable that what we think and they think is something totally different.
In AJ's not defense, I think that a lot of what he says in his confessionals, he also does say publicly, such as, hey guys, I'm holding hostages.
Yeah.
So,
totally,
you know,
that's true.
He doesn't, he like hides a lot, but he also doesn't hide very much at all. I think the issue with, you know, the viewpoint of maybe we keep AJ around, right? Because he's like, everyone is already against him anyway. He obviously has caused this much chaos, this much pandemonium, whatever, up until this point. And we're pretty close to merge. If he does get through to merge, who's to say that he can't, you know, have his second wind, you know, and kind of like keep doing this a little bit longer. Definitely better to kind of get him out while it's pre-merge, I think.
Yeah, well, Michelle, I guess the flip side to that is that you still got Paulie in the game, which everyone describes him as a snake's oil salesman, right? Which we can clearly see. He's doing such a great job trying to flip everyone, trying to rally people. But it's just sadly not really working out.
Yeah.
And I guess like there's an argument, you know, it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't. Like Paulie does have the brawn on the other side that he can flip to. But I don't know. I do think like AJ has just caused so much chaos. While he may be a great shield going into merge, everyone thought the exact same about George. And look what happened to them.
Yeah, I know. I don't personally, I would get rid of AJ personally, but I don't want a shield that can possibly go rogue and suddenly my shield isn't a shield anymore. He's like my adversary. You know, you don't want that.
Yeah.
If you think about it, how different is what AJ's been doing? How different is that to throwing Max's hat in the fire? But they got
true.
Kent out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of just like being a dripping poisonous. You know what I mean? Like, just get him gone, bro.
Yeah. Which, can I just say, Kent technically got Max out. Because when he's talking about the praying mantis poison, he does take a bite into Max's shoulder. And I reckon that was the poison sinking into Max, making him do crazy things that sent Max home.
Yeah, that's actually what happened. I can
That's
verify
exactly
this.
what happened. Yeah. You gotta read between the lines.
As an animal lover, I know how the praying mantis works.
Exactly. Bring back Max. I agree. I'd love to see Max come back as well. And we do have a comment from Gabe.
No, it's not that he isn't liked. I don't mind him. I think if I was playing with him, I wouldn't want to be there with him currently because of the way he's playing. Doesn't mean I don't like him.
I absolutely love AJ. And if you guys know me really well, I love when players just swing for the fences, right? Like, you're there to play a game, like make things entertaining, make things really fun, which is something that AJ is doing really, really well. And I love what he's doing. However, it is just such a nightmare trying to watch him scramble out of things. And every time I think, oh, there's no way. Like, I was thinking for sure he's going to get taken out pre-merge. He finds a way. I mean, he would have found a way either way because, someone ended up quitting. I thought it was crazy that everyone was still going to be dumping all the votes onto Paulie anyways.
Yeah.
However, we do see that Karen and Logan are actually planning to strike the fear of God into AJ and Michelle. They want to put their votes.
I don't think he needs the fear of God, bro. I think he knows he's pretty on the outs.
Yeah, and so they
want
to
put. I don't think anyone has ever played a move like that or wanted to play a move like that, like wanting someone to be scared of them. But just vote out who you want to vote out. Don't try and do it to make someone scared. I don't think AJ will be scared. I think he'd be like, "Well, I'm just going to come back and get you guys." Like, he wouldn't be scared. He'd just like, right, I'm going to do something.
Yeah, Gabe does bring up a good point. It's pettiness, it's a season of emotions. It really is. But like, Hamish, I was thinking, oh my gosh, is this how AJ gets voted out? Like, he acts like just purely by accident. Like, maybe Kristen at last minute's like, you know what? I don't want to vote for Paulie. He's a Brawn member. He's fought so hard. I'm just going to vote with him because why not? And that's the one vote that accidentally sends AJ home. Like, were you also thinking that?
Because, sometimes they make it look very much like the vote's going to go one way just to surprise you with the edit or whatever. And then you're like, oh, okay, never mind. I was very ready for AJ to go home. And, it still may be in the coming week. Like, and like Michelle said, right, like, I'm not saying I dislike AJ. And I think that people, if you're the kind of person to go and be hating on these people because of the way they're playing, bruh. But the way he is playing is like frustrating, like putting myself in the shoes of the other people in the tribe. Yeah, bro, get him gone. Like strategically, he would be a nightmare to work with. So for that sake, I do hope he goes.
Yeah.
And that's the same for me. When I talk about, I never talk about not liking someone too much because they're just people playing a game. If I don't like them, it's because I don't like their gameplay. And there's only really 2 people this season who really drove me crazy. And I don't need to tell you who they are because I don't like saying who I don't really like. But there's only 2. Otherwise, I love the entire cast, AJ included. He wasn't one of them.
Oh, how exciting. We do see, I don't know why I said it like that. But I guess with Zara now on the tribe as well, Michelle, we do see that there's at least some kind of working relationship now going towards AJ. But with what Gabe mentioned earlier, that the merge is going to be Logan and Laura versus like Karen and Zara. We see that like Karen's trying to talk to Zara, but then AJ walks up, it's like, "Hey, let's all chat," and Karen just walks away straight away. Like, do you reckon Karen's going to flip on Zara as well?
I don't know. She shouldn't have walked away straight away. That was really weird. That was really weird for them and for us watching. Like, why have you done that? It's like you don't put a target on your back, but you don't want to do silly things like that. Even if you don't like someone, just still talk to them. You know?
Yeah, you could tell she was pretty fed up at that point. She was like, "Nah, I give up. I'm done." But I agree that definitely gave AJ the open to have the words with Zara first, which obviously has flipped Zara, well, probably to onto AJ's side.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys want to chat about while we're just here on the brain stride, or should we move on to the juicy
Let's
Brawn?
Let's chat about AJ. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah. How about you, Michelle? Anything else you want to quickly chat about the brains?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're good? All right. I mean, it makes sense that we talk about the Brawn now because we're all very brawny kind of people, Like, Michelle, have you seen Hamish's biceps? It's intact, unlike Petey's one.
I have not.
Yeah,
they're
actually, like hold on, I'll get it out. Here's my bicep here. It's real big.
Wow.
It can lift.
It's so big.
It's actually a stump. I got amputated right before coming on.
Yeah, exactly. Hamish is actually in the hospital right now, but he's just.
Yeah, this is
It's like a tribal hospital. We're in Africa.
Yes, like a tribal.
Yeah.
No, the Celebrity Australian cast is going to pop by and see Hamish as one of the
Johnny Depp as well. He's going to be coming as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh jeez! Oh, don't get Mucky starting on a pirate accent. Wow!
Actually,
hey, Michael, what is a pirate's favorite letter?
Many people think it's R, but it's actually the C. And Michelle, if you think you've copped it really bad, Hamish, would you like to quickly share with Michelle our trip to Topol and back?
Not particularly. No, yeah.
He speaks Scottish the whole time.
He spent a great length of time speaking in a Scottish accent in public. It's hard enough when you're in a private, like on the stream, right? But when you're walking around, there are people looking at you, and Michael is doing.
Mucky Hawk Productions.
But his Scottish accent morphs into a pirate, and sometimes he morphs into Indian. So it's just really weird.
Hey, like I say,
he's international.
I'm international now, guys.
People who are watching. I had to podcast with Michael doing Traders with his impression of a Scottish accent every week.
I can start doing accents too. We can, multicultural.
Make sure you check out the Traitors USA podcast.
You know what I mean? Like, you should check out that Traitors podcast, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
what?
Your mum, yeah.
You've gone to Southern England. Oh, God. I don't even know how that came up. How on earth did that come up?
Because it's the British Isles, right? You got Southern England here, and you got Scotland. There's where Michael's from, as you can tell from his accent.
I'm from Scotland. He's from England.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in our blood, Michelle.
I'm not even going to try and do anything.
All right.
You're doing a pretty good Australian accent.
Thanks.
Yeah, mate. I'm a pretty good Australian. I reckon I could be Australian. I have no idea what that accent was, but
kangaroo.
Hey, mate, I'm part kangaroo. You aren't
kangaroo. What kangaroo? What is that?
Kangaroo.
Hey, Brendan.
Oh my God.
It was funny, Brendan. It was really funny.
Yeah, I do recommend checking out Traders podcast. We will be doing one more live with the wonderful Sam Smith on Monday, and they'll be to recap everything to do with the Traders overall. So
if you want to see more of Michael's Scottish accent, go over and check out the Traders podcast here on
Mucky. Podcasts are different.
Mucky
Our Amazing Race Australia podcast is different. We had a strange baby on the podcast, and we had
a strange baby, Michael.
Yep. We
Yeah,
had a
I'm the
baby
strange
who
baby.
predicted things. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Anyways, let's talk about the Brawn. You know, we've talked about
Yeah.
all things international. We can bring back the accents for Australia versus the world. But let's talk about the Brawn here. So, Hamish, on the Brawn, you know, you've got Jesse and Ben, who's kind of in the center of everything. But Morgan and Kate are ready to flip. Did you like this move from Morgan and Kate wanting to flip on the Brawn majority?
Bro, yes, because like when people are like really like, oh, look at me, and they're like kind of a little bit well, I guess they're not as oblivious as I thought now, seeing them kind of pick up on what was happening. But when they're just kind of like, oh, I'm the macho guy, like I don't know, the personality kind of just annoys me, and I was just like, yeah, like these guys think they're running everything now. They're like, girl power, gonna go flip, girls gone wild. I was like, yeah, I support it, bro, but
I found a lot of males supported that name. Like, what are you all on? Just those 3 words in my group were like, girls gone wild. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'm going with that. Like, and us women were like, oh,
yeah.
What?
Girls gone wild. I mean, we're about to get wild.
Oh, jeez.
But
anyway, point is, I thought it was cool because I was kind of just like, I got the ick by some of the other ones on that Brawn alliance, and then I was like, yeah, man, like go work with Zara and Logan. Oh, not Zara and Logan, sorry. My brain just my brain just turned off for a sec.
Kate
but
and Morgan? What are you talking about?
Yeah, when Morgan and Kate made the Girls Gone Wild alliance with
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just like, yes, like throw the dog a bone, you know what I mean? But so I was a little bit like when Laura found the advantage, because I was so ready to see Girls Gone Wild go live, go off.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, like, while it's a great alliance to make, I did think.
Sorry, there's things in the chat.
I see Mucky Productions goes wild. Yeah, man, it'll be great. Hamish, we did that hike. I mean, it wasn't really a hike; it was more of a bushwalk, but we did that recently.
Oh, the bonfire
that's in the
thing?
wild.
I put some clips of the bonfire on a YouTube video actually on my Hamdog channel. Yeah. But
awesome.
Yeah, I think we definitely need on MHP. We need some Mucky Hope Productions goes wild at some point.
Actually, I got so badly sunburned. I've still got red marks on my body still. So basically, Michelle, I burned so easily, and literally we were all just chilling around, and I could see my skin going from white to red. And there's nothing I could have done.
No cream, nothing there.
No, he creamed up, bro. I kept watching this guy's like smack sunscreen on himself. Yeah, man. He was going for it.
I was slipping and slopping that sunscreen all over. I was slap. I was slipping and slopping and slapping that sunblock on, but I had nothing to wrap it up because I guess the sunburn wrapped up the sunblock. It just absorbed it. It was like nah, and I literally burnt to a crisp. It was still a great time. And Hamish, would you like to quickly share? No, Hamish, would you like to quickly announce what placement I came in our MacPack Traders?
Oh, I actually forgot. Did you win?
I came 3rd.
You came 3rd. How many? Oh, there were 6 of you guys.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. I still came 3rd.
Oh yeah. No, the trader one.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well,
basically, Michael is like a kind of like pre-merge kind of on the line kind of on guy. Spectrum. He makes it halfway through any season he's on.
Yeah, no, great gameplay. Laura handled that non-elimination vote horribly. Don't tell anyone at all. Force Morgan and Kate to do a Ben vote, show their hand early, or let yourself be voted back to Logan. Yeah, that's something I do want to quickly talk about, Michelle. So Laura, she finds this advantage. Now bear in mind, she's super paranoid that she's even receiving votes in the first place. And I could just tell that something was going to go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I thought her paranoia was going to take the better. Maybe that's how this whole plan basically ends up cocking up. But she finds this advantage, which was interesting that they didn't show us what the advantage was. And so I kind of thought it was like a safety without power. And I thought she was going to like send herself out. But no, it is to let her know there's going to be a non-elimination round this episode. Did you like their production? Gave a heads up in the form of a advantage?
Yeah, obviously they have to do a couple of these because of the amount of episodes they do and the amount of players they have. But I don't understand why she said Zara strong-armed me. I mean, how did she strong-arm her? Like, it's a vote in the tribe. Tell me in a minute, hey, Michelle, I'm wrong. But because I'd like to know. No, I'd like to know because I don't understand why she thinks she strong-armed her when the whole tribe have to vote for somebody. Did she strong-arm her in that she had to play it? But didn't they have to play it that episode? I mean, we didn't see on the piece of paper that it had to be played at whenever episode or tonight's tribal or anything. So I couldn't understand why she was so dirty on Zara. Please tell me why.
I may have misunderstood, but the way I had kind of observed it was that like people would cast the votes and then she would do it. You know what I mean? Or that was her plan, that people would cast the votes, she would cop the most votes, then she'd be like, all right, cool. By the way, I found this thing. I'm going to the tribe. Okay, but because Zara was like, oh, you can't leave me. It kind of forced her to be like, all right, well, I don't want Zara to out me. I'll out myself. I'll bring it up to the tribe. So I just look like, oh, hey, guys, I found this. So it kind of like she kind of backed her into a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. I didn't know whether they could do it after the vote or not. I mean, obviously, we didn't get to read it, so we have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, you know, literally just based off the edit that I saw, like, I do think with what you said, Hamish, actually does make, like, perfect sense. But how I kind of saw it is that Laura is so paranoid about going home that she wanted to, you know, to send herself out to go back to the, you know, the Brawn tribe where she will be in the majority, leaving Zara and Miles behind, which Zara, I think, rightfully was like, nah, you ain't leaving me behind. Like, I'm at least going to try and get in on this to be sent to the Brain tribe. And so I didn't quite understand just how frustrated Laura was, because I mean, we've had this debate for a while, Hamish. So, like, I think Laura, like, I love Laura. I really do. I like her very much. I think she's a great character on this season. However, I haven't really agreed with her strategically a lot of the times. And the prime example was with the Witch's Coven.
Yeah.
So they really wanted Rich out, but she was the only one that's saying no. And then when it came time to, like, look, it's been 2 tribals now, let's get rid of him. She's like, oh my God, you guys aren't compromising. You're strong arming me. Like, this is all just wrong, kind of packs a sad about it. And I kind of thought that was something similar that was happening here with Laura.
Well, it was a bad situation for both of them. You know, she recognized that she would burn her bridges with Zara if she played it after the vote, or after, you know, people had written down the votes, and then kind of was like, oh, surprise, I'm going to the other tribe. So she told her so that she could have that, like, hey, I've been transparent with you. But in doing so, then there's obviously that, like, oh, you can't leave. So I think it was kind of like it was bad either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's the kind of advantage, which is, it can be real good, but in her situation, like, you know, they only just had this opportunity to try get out Jesse and stuff. And if she does leave, then, you know, whichever one of them leaves is, like, under a lot of fire. So they kind of had to, like, stick around, would have been the idea. You know, go all girls gone wild.
Yeah. Well, we do have a comment here from Gabe. Zara forced Laura to reveal it. If Morgan and Kate didn't side with him on Jesse vote, Zara scared to be left on trial. Well, I mean, like, I still think maybe they should have just stuck with the Girls Gone Wild. I know that you might have been a little bit scared, Michelle, to put all your trust in them. But I think the best case scenario is that, because I think they were targeting Jesse at that trouble, not who's the other guy? The guy who quit? It was Ben. Yeah, I think they're attacking him. They're attacking Jesse, because then the other tribe, you can tell them, look, you guys are pretty good at throwing challenges. Throw it one more time and get rid of this Jesse guy for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all very messy. When they go back to chat, it changes so many times. People are really fluid.
Yeah. And I guess, before we talk about, what happens afterwards, we do see that PD, he tears his bicep, Michelle.
Wow,
And
the noise of that.
that noise was horrifying.
What is that? It sounded like a bone breaking. It was so loud, or whether they, bumped up the audio. But oh my gosh, I was sitting there going, like I couldn't.
Yeah.
And even when my friend watched it, she actually didn't have the sound on because she didn't want to hear what was going to happen. So it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, Hamish, with Australian Survivor, something I do love about it is the physicality of it, right? I love seeing like these wrestling matchups where players have to get like they have to really dig deep, they have to get like really aggressive for it. But is it worth having these challenges at the cost of getting players medically evacuated? Like we've seen it happen with Zen. He got medically evacuated, and it almost happened to PD here as well.
Survivor, if you're at this point in time, if you're going on to Survivor and not doing research, then okay. But otherwise, if you do know what Survivor is, then you kind of know that it is a contact sport. You know what I mean? It's like, think with like professional rugby, think about American football, think about even regular football for that matter, and so many other sports. Think about MMA, anything where because Survivor is a sport pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Any sport where it is contact, you go in knowing that there are those risks. Obviously, when they would sign up for Survivor, they'd have to, sign documents or legal things to be like, yes, you get what I'm saying. I think it's obviously like it sucks when stuff like that does happen, but it should also be expected that, hey, this is to an effect a contact sport at certain points of the game. So,
Yeah. When watching these challenges, Michelle, it's almost, no disrespect to the player, but it's almost kind of glad that we don't have Pinty from Survivor South Africa on these challenges, because she would have gone in there and bloody body slammed and did the elbow thing again.
God, yes.
Yeah. Like, Hamish, someone almost got medically evacuated in the recent season of Survivor South Africa because there was another wrestling challenge. And not only did this lady, her name was Pinty, body slam someone, but she also did the thing where you get the elbow up like that and you dig in as you jump on the person. And
yeah, I mean, good for her.
Yeah. Like, wasn't she voted out like the next episode or something? The chick who almost got medically evacuated. Yeah, it's like you come back from medical evacuation. Hey guys, I'm fine. They get voted out anyway. So so sad. Australian Survivor, we know, is super physical. Yeah, it is, but it's also like from a production standpoint, you also want to look after your tri mates as well. Like obviously, like battling the elements and challenges are physical in general. Yeah. But if you're like actively hurting people, like it happened to Kaylin again. If it's the third time Kaylin's cursed, at what point do you be like, Kaylin, is this your strategy? Trying to knock out all the big dogs in the challenges so that you can be.
Yeah, production don't want anyone to get hurt because it really messes up their schedule. Really messes
is
with
Kaylin
challenges.
On the same tribe as Ben?
No, opposite.
Damn. Otherwise, we could have said like, oh, maybe Kaylin got up in the night to like go get some water or something. Like accidentally tripped over Ben, and that's why the bros go on. You know what I mean? That could be his third time.
Yeah, definitely. Between having made a go idea from Brendan, what's Peter's favorite song? Bye, bye, bye. Oh, poor PD, and she's the law. Right.
Yeah. These are good mini like memes. Like you need to put these out.
Yeah. Do you know why the meme he needs to put out? My meme. It should have entered the top 6. It is such a good meme. I promise.
Did you say he needs to? I think "needs" a strong word.
Yeah, true. It is.
Yeah.
No, he should. But then again, I feel like he also knows I would have just like clean swept the floor with the memes comp, and I've already got the snuffed hat anyways. So,
you don't need another one.
But I like to win, Michelle. I like to take people's streams.
I do like to win. Yes.
Yeah. Your meme was shit. I mean,
didn't even fit the format. God, what did you do?
look, I'll share the meme with you guys later, all right? But
Okay.
I guess something as well before we talk about the spaghetti reward. Do you
Oh my
think
God.
Do you think the Brains made the right choice in sending Zara over to the Brawn camp?
How much of a match this? Don't know.
To be honest, I don't know what their mentality was. I think that vote would have to be that's the kind of thing I would have to hear like a deep dive on with like each of the players to know why they did that. I don't necessarily think it was the right or wrong vote. I just don't know why that was the vote.
Yeah. Well, I personally would have thought just send Miles over. You got two people who desperately want to go. Why are they so desperate to go? Because I've got numbers on the other side.
Yeah.
So send the one guy who's not even pitching. Simple as that, But
that would be pretty crack up actually to see the jungle rat go to the other tribe and just keep doing what he's doing over there.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, I think Miles was talking about he's received I think like 16 or 18 votes.
Yes.
So far in the pre-merge. And what's the highest number of votes someone's got in an American Survivor? Isn't it like 18?
I don't know. I think so.
Because I think Philip and Christian were tied at 18.
Philip. They couldn't get rid of Philip.
No, they really tried, but they couldn't. But I think they're both tied up for the highest number of votes in a single season. We do see from Gabe. You do send a Brain if I'm a Brawn plus one of the girls, especially if I'm Jesse, so Morgan and Kate won't flip on you. Yeah, definitely. Anyways, let's quickly move on to the Spaghetti Award. Michelle, I love me a good bolognese. I love pasta. I love my meatballs, but those meatballs are bloody ginormous.
Why wouldn't they have at least one meatball for every person there? What is production thinking? I mean, it's awful. That meme has to win. I'm sorry. That meme is very good that you've been the meme that he has there for that one. Brendan, that one has to win. But I feel so sad. Like Kate didn't even get one. I don't think Miles even wanted one. So because I think he said he didn't have one. So that means they had two less than
imagine having this spaghetti being like, I don't get meatballs, I don't get something else nice and Italian, like lasagna, sitting there just thinking I wish I had lasagna right now. It would really suck.
Oh gosh. But apparently Jesse ate 12 meatballs.
No way. Really?
That's
really.
Oh, that's just rough.
They were huge.
It's so rough on Kate. You know what? Like I feel like Kate's flip is now perfectly justified. Flip on Jesse. He ate all the meatballs. Like I stand by that. And on the bone parchment, just draw like some meatballs on it as well. Yeah. But this is because of the meatballs, and that's why you're going home. Yeah, but but we do see that Miles, he goes in and he finds a clue, Michelle, where it says check the shelter.
He's so erratic that he doesn't even read the word properly.
Yeah. Yeah, and he thinks there's shelf, and so he's so busy trying to find everything on shelf. It's like, can't find it. It really sucks. And then, funny Miles found it, but misread shelter shelf. He finds the scroll anyways. It was still a win, right? You take the wins where it comes. You take the losses where it comes, right?
Yeah, amazing that he still got it.
I have a theory. That one of the next votes, not necessarily in the coming week, but I think that like a vote that will come soonish may actually be Kate, because the two boys were suspicious of the girls flipping, and then because earlier on in the season, like Kate doesn't get a lot of like camera time. You know what I mean? Like there are times that she's like just half out of shot. You know what I mean? And now that they were like, I think the girls were flipping. I wonder if like they're kind of gonna notice like, oh, she's acting too nice around us, but like we know that she was up to something, and so they may like kind of start to kind of gun for her. That's my theory at the moment. That's my hot take.
Yeah. Well, I guess just before we do go into who is left on the cast, Michelle, not only does Miles find an idol here, but he's also got the knowledge is power advantage, a recent advantage that's added into the new era. Do you like that it's made its way into Australian Survivor?
Yeah, I like it. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Of all the American things, I don't mind that one. I
Yeah.
don't want the Australians to ever go off to an island and do the one person from each tribe do that sort of thing, because I find it really annoying. But I don't mind this one. Yeah.
Do you reckon Australia should do 4 tribes of 6? Because 6 times 4 is 24. And then 4 people have to do like the journeys every episode?
No, I don't like the journeys. I hate the journeys.
I think, Michael, you should go to an island by yourself, and just like stay there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
just stay there.
But
you go one at a time. You don't go all 3 of you so that you all know what's going on with the other. I don't know. I'd rather just go by myself. But
yeah,
I don't like small tribes, because I feel that if you are in the minority, you don't have any wiggle room. There's no one to really talk to get yourself off the bottom. It's just really sad. I find it demoralizing for the poor people at the bottom. They can't get out.
Yeah. And now, unfortunately, there isn't really much else to really discuss. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? Queen Logan finds an idol. She finds it, guys. You know, iconic Logan. She finds the idol. However, she shares it with Karen and Kaylin. Michelle, do you reckon this is the new power trio moving forward? The 2Ks, the L and the 2Ks.
Maybe. But I mean, I think everything's going to change with merge, and we're going to see everyone moving around. So I don't know. Is Laura going to get back with Logan? Like, are they going to become a duo again, or is it going to be like a group? Will Karen trust Laura? Like, Sunday we'll find out. I mean, they say Sunday and Monday are oh my god episodes. Like, what does that mean? And it looks like Miles plays something on one of the episodes.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that promo, but that's pretty exciting. We did hear from Gabe Miles is stealing that idol. Kaylin can see betraying Logan in the future with that info. Yeah, potentially. I can totally see that happening. And maybe this whole Laura and Logan get split up, maybe, with that idol steal.
Here's a thought, right? Miles doesn't do a very good job of keeping information to himself. I can see him telling Kaylin about his advantage, that he can like steal the idol, and then Kaylin's like, "Oh, well, the bro Logan," you know what I mean? So like maybe that's how that he catches wind of that.
Maybe.
Maybe. And I guess one last thing that we haven't talked about at all, but we do get a quote here, Michelle, a very sudden quote, really just coming out of nowhere from Ben, sadly. And while there was no airtime on it whatsoever, he did come out on Instagram, did say that he was like struggling a lot with the conditions. He got some kind of like calf muscle or something in one of the earlier challenges. It just hadn't fully recovered from it. Like, were you sad to see Ben go here at this point?
Look, he was no, I wasn't actually. I was fine. For me, he wasn't a big player, and he was trying to lose that challenge, and it wasn't working when they're both trying to lose at the same time. It was just a bit stupid. But he had Ross River fever going in, and he didn't know he was sick. And then, as on the Insta post, he did say he slept in sort of wet ground, and then he got pneumonia, and then he was having problems breathing. A lot of people have been having a go saying, well, look, we didn't see his injury. And I'm thinking, well, we didn't really see Noonan's injury either. She just suddenly was strapped up and she hurt her ankle. Everyone injures themselves in some way. I mean, Cara from many seasons ago, she hurt herself on her arm. Like, she's got a massive scar. We didn't see that at all. I mean, we saw a little bit of
she had like that bandage on.
They had a bandage on. But, you know, we don't see every injury, and everyone's a bit sus. Oh, we didn't see that. We didn't hear that. But, yeah, and I said, well, we don't see absolutely everything. I'm sure everyone has an injury. But that's not the major thing why he went out. It's because he couldn't – the pneumonia was affecting his lungs.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up about Cara, because I do remember on the David deep dive for All Stars, where apparently the opening challenge, Matt actually threw a whole hunk of wood at him, and it split open his leg, and he had to get stitches. And he was thinking about like quitting at that point. He's like, oh, like I'm just going to quit. Like, it's just too much. But they forced him to go back out and play. And he won. You know, what a major turnaround. Going to quit day one, or I guess hour one, and he ended up winning the whole show. What a massive turnaround. Yeah, but let's quickly talk about the contestants that's left, though. Let me just figure out how to share this. Here we go. Can we see all this? Amazing. So at the start of the week, we do say a lovely goodbye to Noonan, who we all did think was pre-merge. I guess we aced that part. We kind of spoke about Noonan earlier, but I reckon bring it back for a second time. I reckon out of everyone that's sort of eliminated this we have here, I reckon her, Max, and Nash are probably my top contenders to come back for a second time. What's your thoughts, Michelle?
Yeah. Well, none of those pre-mergers have gone pre-merge.
Yeah.
How many? That's like 6 people.
Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3. I forgot how many we put in. I'll have to like recheck it on another time how many exactly we had post-merge and pre-merge. I'm pretty sure Indy post-merge, Zen pre-merge, I think Candy post-merge, Kent pre-merge, Nash post-merge, pre-merge, post-merge, pre-merge.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of even Stevens. Ursa was the other first boot we had. So we say goodbye to Noonan. We've already chatted about her. We say goodbye to Ben, sadly. I do feel kind of bad for Ben because I do think in a different world, he gets a lot more screen time because he was like that alpha Brawn player, which him and Jesse do seem to be like leading the charge of that alliance as well. He could have been a serious contender when the merge came and to just rallying the Brawns against the Brain. But sadly he is out. Who are we feeling good about, Michelle? You know, our winner pick is Miles and Morgan.
Yeah.
Are you still feeling strong about those two
picks?
I
think on merge, I think Karen's in a great position.
Yeah.
I think Kristen is like a dark horse. Like, what's happening there? We don't see a lot of her. Quite a few of them in a very precarious position. I think Kaylin's okay. I don't think anyone's going to target him. I don't think anyone's going to target PD unless he actually physically can't do the challenges. I think there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. How about you, Hamish? Like who you sort of vibing going into the merge?
I feel that for somebody who doesn't get much screen time because she's not as vibrant, such as Kristen, I think that she gets more screen time for somebody like that than you would expect. So I feel she'll go further because of that. But I mean, I wouldn't say she's my winner pick. I would change my winner pick personally from Miles and Morgan to probably Miles and Logan. The reason I think Logan out of the kind of original Witch Coven girls is I think Zara is probably more on the out now that she's aligned with AJ, or so it seems. And then if the girls are back together, if it's Karen, Logan, and Laura, I think Logan and Laura are probably closer. And so if it, in this vacuum of the original Witches Coven contestants, I think Karen would be out next, therefore. So I agree with you, Michael, that, I like Laura. I don't think her game is as wild as you're saying, but I think that Logan's definitely playing a better game. So I think, Logan she's done so well to be in a majority alliance, to be in a fracturing alliance, to be in the bottom, and to kind of do the miles at the moment, by which I mean she's staying there along the bottom and kind of starting to maybe come up now. I think Logan is a real contender. So I would say Miles and Logan would be my top 2 at this point.
Yeah, like I definitely agree. I think Miles, Logan, and Karen are my top picks. I would love to see Paulie take it out as well. He's done so well to survive the bottom of this tribe, where literally everyone in his Brawn group have all turned on each other and turned on him as well. I mean, I guess Noonan didn't really turn on him, but he was literally about to get voted out. He had literally nothing else he could have done, and by just the grace of the survivor gods, he makes it through. So I'd love to see Paulie go on a deep run, potentially taken out. But I'm still, Team Karen, personally. I'm loving what Karen is bringing this season, her and Logan as well. I feel like there'll be a great final 2 of the season. But that does bring us towards the end of our podcast, though. We did it, guys. You know, all the other ones have been 2 hours. And look what happens here. We get Michelle. She, whips us back in line. And
You're scared of me.
Yeah, I am. Well, it's because of all
it's
the
all
training.
right. US Survivor's only been on for 10 minutes. I can catch up. That's fine.
I can make this take another hour if you want.
Yes.
Hey!
I mean, but it's also US Survivor. Are you really missing out on anything, though?
Apparently something big happens at one of the biggest fans of American Survivor, who I know, who's met nearly every American Survivor, said it's the tribal council is epic. What did he say? It was just something it was just crazy, apparently. So I've got to see it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. The next tribal is the most wildest you'll ever see. Are you talking about US? Brendan, is that US? Because apparently it's supposed to be big.
Yeah. We just hear from Brendan. Round of applause for the viewers who survived this entire podcast.
Thanks, Brendan.
Yeah, we do see just a couple of comments here before we wrap things up. Karen, Laura, and Miles are the top 2 contenders for the win for Brendan.
Yes, have you got them as your Pratty All-Stars? Because they're my 3 as well. Like, what the hell? I've got them as my top 3. That's amazing. Anyway.
We do see from Gabe as well. AJ, I'm locking in as a villain finalist. Everyone hates and doesn't get a vote. I don't know. Like, I think that AJ has either gone early merge as sort of like an Andy kind of player where like people are just so sick of working with him because all he does is just stuff up other people's plans, so everyone just unanimously all turns on him.
He's going to be like, and Logan's got an idol.
Oh, yeah, and Logan's got an idol. The Friendship Alliance solidified. Absolutely. For Brendan's for the win. My fantasy team is AJ, Logan, and Kaylin.
Oh,
those are great picks, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, really interesting. But yeah, that does bring us, unfortunately, to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for watching this, especially the Brendans. You guys are amazing. Gabe, you are amazing as well. Who else sent in comments? Oh, sorry. Kev. I didn't read out any of your comments, but Kev, you're a legend, 100%.
Kev is a major person in my group. Major.
Kev, I'm so sorry I didn't read out your comments earlier, mate.
No, he loved something I said, so that's good.
But yeah, Michelle, is there anything you would like to plug before we wrap things up?
Plug. No, I'm giving away a Brawn buff this week in the group.
Oh my gosh, exciting.
I will also be auctioning off an eBay, which starts this weekend. I'll be auctioning off a Brawns buff and a Brain buff for Sydney Children's Hospital. So that will start sometime this weekend. Yeah.
You know, can I auction off being a patient at the hospital? So instead of donating money, I fly to Sydney, really badly injure myself, so I have to pay them anyways. And I'm just a patient at the hospital. Can I lock that in?
Interesting. Can you speak Scottish the entire time?
Yeah, I can. I can speak Scottish whilst I'm in the hospital.
You're one of a kind, Michael. I don't know what kind that is, but you are one of them.
Well, they're going to find that out at the hospital.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, here we go. We see Mucky, who's getting the Benji edit and Brawn now. I'm telling you, Morgan or Kate. It's going to come up. I reckon it could be like losing finalists this season even. And maybe that's why they're starting to get screen time now.
Maybe.
Because I can see Morgan being like a challenge beast throughout the season, being an Olympian and whatnot. And I can just see Kate being under the radar, kind of player who's just like, sifting through different alliances and stuff. But I reckon a major player is definitely going to be winning this season though. But how about you, Hamish? Apparently you're a musician or something like that. I don't know because I never listen to it anyways. Have you got anything that you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I'd like to start by saying if you've tuned in for today's episode, make sure to unsubscribe from Mucky Hope Productions. No, yeah. If you like listening to music that is probably a little too emotional, then just put that into Spotify, Instagram, wherever, Stags Yarrow. And come to my gig this Saturday if you live in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. That's about it. Woo!
Are you going to be playing the Old House at the gig?
I am going to be playing the Old House. It is the first song on the set list, as per usual.
How exciting. I reckon the Old House and Fair are your two best songs.
Thank you. I should bring Fair back at some point.
We
brought Hemispheres back last weekend. For the first time since last July, I got the acoustic out and we played Hemispheres. Everyone was so like, whoa, acoustic, thinking it was a prop on stage or something. Idiots. But anyway, it was a good gig.
Complete dumb bums. But yeah.
We do one meme song every gig. Do you know Hot to Go by Chappell Roan? We did that, but as like a death metal version.
Yes, it was great. And what is it? Your the Cat's AI version of Unstoppable as well. The meow 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 meow. Is that Unstoppable, or what song is that?
Flippin', What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish.
Oh, sorry, that one. I was in too many
Billy Meowish
videos. Billy Meowish. Yes, the death metal version of that was phenomenal. Phenomenal as well. But if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Michelle, are you impressed it's got a winky face?
Yes, it's got a winky face.
It's got a winky face. Because just as what I said on last week's podcast, we're here for a cheeky, naughty time. So if you want to be here for a cheeky, naughty time, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And also follow us on Spotify. Sorry, I got to say my Scottish accent. If you are on Spotify, you got to follow us on Spotify.
If you're still watching this, you have no brain cells.
Exactly.
Where we do upload all of our podcasts and short form videos as well onto Spotify. But also check out Mucky Productions. I hate to brag, but Brendan, one of my memes, reached 1,000 views. We don't need to talk about how many likes it got, but we're getting there. We're slowly going to rival Australian Survivor memes. Just you wait. But until next time, I'm your host, Mucky Productions. This is Stags Yarrow. This is the amazing Michelle. Kia te anō, everyone. And we'll catch you all next week. Have a good one, guys. Bye.